Sure. All right, we're calling the meeting back to order. It is 5:56. Next item of business, unfinished business, update on the status of lands and facilities. Chief Work.
Thank you, Chair. The lands and facilities, at this point, in your packet, you'll see that we have a draft agreement that we received from the town regarding considering the trading of our two properties, Town Hall for the affectionately known as Top's property, but our property. What you won't see in that agreement is contingency based on the rezoning. We are currently working with the town, and everybody agrees, it's just not in the agreement yet, that rezoning of the Town Hall property will all be zoned to highest and best use before any agreement will be brought forward. Any final agreement will be brought forward to you for consideration. So that's where we stand on the town property, meeting with the Realtor on Friday to look at areas on San Carlos Island for potential admin building.
Great. Any questions?
None.
None.
Okay. Thank you very much.
There'll be more in the future, I'm sure.
There will be.
More to follow. All right, new business, procurement items.
Yes, thank you. We have a few more items for procurement. These are also tied to restoration from the storm. The first item, 12A, is for the labor and some auxiliary parts and pieces for the generator and transfer switches that you approved a few months ago. That equipment's been ordered with we got notice that it's in production at Cummins. That's one generator and 3 transfer switches, and anticipated arriving in districts somewhere around December. So we've been working with different electricians and getting all of our bids. And before you is B&I Electric for consideration as the low bidder, a very qualified firm, and they'll be providing the installs on all 3 facilities.
Questions?
None.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the fire chief to execute a contract with B&I Electric for the total amount of $116,320 with additional authorization to expend an additional 5% for unforeseen expenses. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Questions?
None.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries 4-0. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you. Commissioners, the next item is 12A, subsection B, exterior restoration of headquarters facility. So again, a few months ago, we approved Fort Myers Beach Builders to help with the restoration of the exterior of the headquarters facility. The original scope of work included the repair of the structurally damaged wall. It included taking down the siding around the elevator shaft and the stairwell and replacing that with stucco. That building is CMU or concrete block. When we got into the restoration work and saw the remaining vinyl siding, made the decision that it would be best to take it all off. It was very suspect in its quality after the storm. And so you have 2 change orders before you tonight. One is to stucco the remaining walls of the building, and that change order is for $48,500. The other change order is the accordion shutters on all the windows, both through Hurricane Irma and more so during Ian. They were reaching end of life and corroding and getting harder to secure. They also present an issue with stuccoing the building fully in the way it should be done, like under new construction. So I also had the contractor give an estimate to replace all those accordion shutters, which will enhance the stucco job as well. So that's the second change order included tonight at $11,500 for a total of $60,000.
Questions?
Will this be turned into their insurance?
Yeah, so the insurance company has provided funds. We have reached the extent of our policy, but we were fairly well insured on that facility, and we may have some out of pocket, but a good portion of this will probably fall under our recovery.
Great, thanks.
Nothing.
Jim?
Nope, that's it.
All right. I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve for fire chief to execute 2 change orders with FMB Builders in the amount of $60,000, which includes those 2 changes at 48.5 and 11.5. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Thank you very much. All right, I think that takes us up to the procurement policy, Chief.
Sure. Thank you. So item 12B is a new procurement policy. So one of the things that we found, we had architect, engineer, and we had our construction manager that we had selected prior to Hurricane Ian. Our procurement policy and our process were all compliant to state of Florida guidelines. Now that we're dealing with FEMA guidelines, there's a different set of standards. So what you have before you tonight for consideration is an updated policy. We are following this policy is similar to the one Sanibel Fire Department uses. Sanibel Fire also recently went to Lexipol. So you're looking at a policy that's been well vetted by attorneys, legally compliant, and it gets us in compliance with federal guidelines as well. So when we go back out for our construction manager, we'll have our policies in place to effectively do that properly. You'll notice in the blue sheet that it is replacing a couple of our current procurement policies, 1003 and 1004. So within those procurement policies, there is some procedural language that will come out and go into a procedural policy as well.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
You say I was impressed with the specificity of this. It was very well written.
It's very detailed.
Yes,
Yes,
very
it
nice.
is.
Good job.
I noticed the term procurement manager is listed in here. Do we have a person designated to be the procurement manager?
Are you or am I?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Procurement manager?
Procurement manager?
Yes.
Is that what you want to
Yeah.
be?
Jane needs a longer name tag.
Thank you, Jane.
I think by default.
Thanks,
Yes.
Jane.
Has our legal looked at this already as well? Or is there? a
We
need?
did not run this one through legal.
Okay.
But like I said, it's a cut and paste.
Okay.
And the Lexipol policies, if you,
Right.
they're very well vetted. We did run it through the state, and they confirmed, that it matches those federal requirements.
Great.
Great.
All right, no questions. Somebody like to make a motion?
So moved.
Sorry.
The mo-
Motion to
is
adopt the new
adopt the
procurement
new-
policy, replacing all previous requests for qualifications, purchasing policies to allow the fire chief to make alterations to the policy from time to time as required. That was made by Commissioner Fleming. I'll second that. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Thank you very much. And that takes us to 12C, liquidation of real property, Chief.
Thank you. So 12C is authorization to move forward with liquidating the existing Fire Station 31. We're not quite ready yet. We do have clearance from the insurance company that they don't need to get in the building anymore. We still have some final reviews to do with FEMA before they, say they're done with the building as well. So we're not ready to do it imminently, but I do want to start talking with the Realtor, getting our procedures in place. We've already worked with our attorney, and he's prepared to vet our process and just get ready to put the building on the market when the time comes. So this item is to authorize us to move forward. Obviously, that would be to bring you to advertise it and bring offers, or bring the highest and best offer. Obviously, it would be contingent on your approval.
Questions? Nothing?
Nope.
I can make a motion.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to authorize the fire chief to liquidate district-owned real property located at 3043 Estero Boulevard and execute a tentative agreement to sell contingent on board review and approval.
I'll second. Discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries 4-0. Thanks, Chief. Appreciate all
Thank
the
you.
work on all of those items. Fire Chief's remarks.
Commissioners, I don't have a whole lot more. I do want to just highlight that tomorrow is our one-year anniversary. We were going to have our folks out there and participating in the remembrance ceremonies. I've made it clear that I want them there as part of the remembrance and not just doing a special detail. So hope that we take tomorrow and we can remember those who lost their lives and everybody who's trying to recover. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner remarks. Mr. Blunder?
Congratulations, Chief, on officially getting pinned tonight. It's always nice for promotions. The others that were promoted, Joel and Stephanie and Jesse and Brandon. I really don't have a whole lot to say. Tomorrow's going to be all day long. Hopefully it doesn't rain. But I will warn you, starting at 9 o'clock, our 15 speakers who have been allotted 5 minutes each. So who knows what's really going to go on there. The budget, thank you. I mean, we zoomed through it in 10 minutes tonight, but it's a whole year to take care of it and all the work and inspections and the runs and a couple little fires. It's, we've turned the corner. Well, not really, but we're getting there. I think, there's a lot of good going on. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Jim?
I echo what Commissioner Fleming said. Congratulations, Chief, and congratulations to Joel and the new firefighters that came on board tonight. This has been a challenging year, to say the least, I think, for all of us. And we can look outside and see what it did to our island, but it's hard sometimes to see what it's done to us. But we're making it, all of us. And so I appreciate the support of my fellow commissioners and of the men and women of the fire district throughout all of this. And I look forward to tomorrow's commemoration. I think it's important to do that and commemorate what happened here and move on. So that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Larry?
Well, I'd like to congratulate Sophie, Jesse, Brandon, and Joel, and also the chief, for their promotions. I was noticing, though, when you were talking, when Chief Armiger was talking about the response times, the stories of excellence from the firefighting crews and that, and I thought, that's really inspiring. It really is, looking at with all we're dealing with and their response and the fact that we don't have a station. It was really well done and well put. So I found that really to be inspiring, as I find these ceremonies to be inspiring. I'm always, I like that sense of structure, I guess, or just congratulating people for excellence. And so I'm looking forward to hearing about the Blue Card program as it unfolds. And thank you for being involved with that. So that's all.
Yeah, thank you. I know how Larry feels. It's tough to be the last one because everybody said everything. But
It is.
Again, personally, a thank you to Jane, the entire staff, everybody that's responsible for our budget process. And it's, again, you see the tip of the iceberg when we get to this point. The other 11 and a half months of hard work and forecasting and research and sometimes just, basing things on your experience and knowledge. It means so much to us, and I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. All of that work establishes the district for a healthy future, and it also makes our job seem very easy because you've done all of the footwork to do it. Again, looking back on the year, excellence in the district is probably the one thing I am most proud of. And Chief and I talked about this yesterday, but you know, when you realize what happened to our community, what happened to our workforce with their homes and their families, to see the response that occurred, to see how dedicated those folks were, not only on duty, but providing time off duty for fundraising or handing out meals or just being an ear for somebody to talk to and, you know, maybe voice their distraught. I mean, it really was. It was, you know, we look back on it and it's gotten easier every month, but when you really look back, you go, you know, that was a kick to the gut that you'll never forget. And when we have our new firefighters, that's their year one. I'm hoping it's going to be a cakewalk from that point forward. I really would hate to see anything that would top that event. But I know if we had one, that our people would be there to respond, do it professionally, and make us all proud and the community proud as they have been over the last year. And I hope they all get out tomorrow and spend some time and, you know, really absorb some of that appreciation that the community has for them, because it's genuine. You know, there were lives saved, lives impacted. If nothing else, I mentioned it in the meeting past, but, you know, we'd implemented that program where a few of our folks were running around on a gator with bottles of water and CO2 detectors, and actually saved a neighbor. He was running a generator on his patio. His wife decided to open a window. The alarm goes off, so that the alarm we provided activated and saved them from a tragedy, which it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, that's firsthand and next door for me, but it's, you know, not something everybody sees. And like Larry said, the promotions, the advancements, our folks coming off probation. I remember Joel when he came off probation and swore in, and it's great to see him working his way through the ranks and doing those things that, you know, the profession's there for, and hopefully we can provide opportunities for everybody. And as the department continues to recover and grow, and I will quit blabbering about it because I could go on all night about how proud I am. But thank you to everybody. Thanks to the families. And if we have nothing else, this meeting is adjourned.